Next passenger is Sten Hanke again. So just a reminder, Sten is an associate professor for health infrastructure. He's also an associate editor for Frontier in Advanced Technology for Medicine, and he was a senior researcher at the University of Geneva. He's going to tell us in 3 minutes the excellent work that TECH is the work package that was involved in developing a technology health doc system for multi-vendor DCT to successfully support the conduct of trial at home study radial. Sten?
Thanks, Hamidou and Bart, for the ticket in this train. I have the pleasure to shortly outline on some topic what we did from work package tech or needed to do because of this challenge I touched on earlier, that we had technologies and software from different vendors integrated. And of course, we needed a system which could support all the people involved in the trial, patients, CRAs, trialists, and so on. And this was especially challenging, I would say, because we are setting up as a consortium, a project, and not as a company. So what we developed and were setting up during the trial, during radio, was actually what you see here on the screen, starting from the left, where we had on a governance level, so to say, some organization, how we can provide inside the multi-partner consortium, support for the trial with for different languages, with different expertises from logistics till technical issues. And what we did, we implemented a ticketing system, which is, of course, a common thing, where we had a team of ticket managers in the consortium which were handling these tickets, and were also here of course, planning to provide a nearly 24/7 help desk support, so to say. The middle thing, the orange in the middle, the technically support meeting module, we don't have. It's a kind of recommendation for future system. We came, as you will see later also, there was the need in the middle of the trial to have this online support, meaning in the situation when the participants was at home or at the trial site, to provide a support by helping to set up system, how to use the technology. So we provided these sessions also in all the languages available. And then we had a kind of knowledge base, kind of wiki platform, where we uploaded all our training materials and also frequently looked for most search terms and provided additional information where all people in the trial could go and look for information they need. And of course, all of these, we got a lot of information, data, which we analyzed and which are currently published in, I think, a nice publication. This is the only one slide about the results. All the others you find hopefully in the publication soon. In total, we had 169 tickets submitted. And you can see here also distribution of the tickets over time, which actually map also the time where we had the most participants in the trial. And the ticket resolution time you can see here as well, ranging from 3 to 24 hours. But we had also tickets which were quite longer, mostly because issues we could not solve in the trial anymore, technical issues. And we need to implement counter methods in the trial technology. And we had 13 agents which working on a ticket. But you see also here that one single agent, which is Bart, solved most of the tickets. So thanks again for that. What is maybe interesting also here, what we analyzed, the relation of tickets per participants, because of course in our logging we saw to which country and sites the tickets were related to, so to say. So we did in the paper also some analysis on that. You can see also here on the slide what we analyzed, of course, the ticket types. And like we touched upon many times today already, most of them were related to device-related issues, like you see here, 77 ticket types already. At the end, last slide, some learning. yeah, the multilingual support was essential. And again, we were a consortium with a lot of partners and coming from different countries, but we could, it was a challenge to cover all the languages. And also we saw in the data that non-English speaking sites showed a lower engagement with all the system what I showed you so far. Proactive training we did also outside, of course, of the help desk. We did training of sites and so on, but it was helpful to provide these training materials, videos, and so on in this knowledge base. The live support, I said, we needed to add ad hoc on a later stage because it was a demand for this. And then, of course, a point which I didn't spoke yet so far, because of these many parties involved and technologies from third parties, there was a long communication chain from patient to site to CRA to our ticket agents, and in some cases to the responsible persons of the third party, which had then, of course, their own ticketing system. There was a long change of communication, which we kind of managed, but which could be improved, of course, for future trials. I think the other points I mentioned here and there already. Yeah, the KPIs were very helpful also in the drafting the paper now, and all this data. I could only touch on some of them, and the others please read. And shout out and thank you to Teresa, which is also in the room, which managed the ticketing system and the help desk all over the trial. Thank you.